It's the final week in the month of October, and believe it or not, there's just about 8 weeks left till the end of the year. Now, Jimmy Tewe is a seasoned career catalyst, success catalyst, motivation speaker, and CEO of Inspiro Consulting. Now, he has requisite experience and knowledge to give you a career boost. Today, he's here to motivate us and give us tips on how to make your first million. Well, make your first million or several millions before the end of 2019. And that's amazing. If somebody can give you that kind of promise that, yeah, you definitely can make some millions before the end of the year. So we have 8 weeks left,
Exactly.
GB. And throughout this month of October, we've been talking about maximizing the rest of the year.
Sure.
When we started this month, it was 12 weeks to the end of the year.
Exactly.
Now it's 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So let's talk about money. How do we start? If I'm thinking, I'm sitting at home, I'm a businessman or whatever it is, how do I even begin to comprehend making my first million if I haven't?
Okay, so first and foremost, I think the critical thing is there are two categories of people. There are people that don't have a business at the moment, and there are people that have a business. So let's talk about people that have a business. You have a product or a service. Now again, the first thing I always do is to check your current performance with the product or service. How well are you doing? Now, I also check your market. I ask questions that, is there sufficient market for the business? You find some people, for example, based on their location, it's not sufficient, and that already is a problem. So I tell people that in that instance, what you need to do is one of two things. Either change your product for the market available to you, or change where you are and move closer to where your market is. The fact about it is that we have 8 weeks to the end of the year. It therefore means that if you want to make $1 million, you probably have to make 125,000 naira every single week. So if you have 5 days a week, it means you have to make 25,000 naira per day. It's pretty simple.
Wow.
Exactly. So if you
that
make
kind of breakdown,
yes, exactly.
Puts things into perspective.
Into perspective. So once you say you want to make 25,000, probably in sales per day, how much is your product? So if your product, for example, is 2,500, then you know that you need to sell about maybe, that's about 10? Yeah,
10.
Exactly, per day. Now, that's the key thing that is there. First and foremost, there must be a product. There must be a market that needs that product. Then you must sell. Now, for you to sell, I'm not going to sell to 10 people and get 10. You're going to get probably more no's than yeses. And I find that this is one of the major challenges that people have. People expect that because I have a good product, people would see it and come for it. Now, sometimes that happens, but more often than not, that's not reality. So what people need to do is to be able to actively sit down to say, look, these are the clients that I need to get to. How do I contact them? Today's Monday. For example, for consulting, I typically don't call clients until after 12 because most of them have Monday morning meetings. I don't want to disturb them. And so I probably send them a text. All right, great. Have a great week. I'm looking forward to speaking to you in the afternoon and all that. But I make sure I make that call. Where they're not picking, I make sure I go to their office. The fact about it is that a lot of people outsource sales. I was speaking at an event yesterday, and the guy said, I have 17 people that are doing sales for me. And I'm like, but wait, look at it. You are selling more than them. That's a problem. You need to hire people that are actually salespeople, not just people that go out for sales. They're two different things and all that. So I find that one of the biggest problems is that people have not thought through the whole process. Look at what we did now. From 1 million, we broke it down to 25,000 naira per day. And that way I can go out. So you tell yourself, I'm not going to eat until I've sold to 3 people. So you're doing cold calls. You are generating a new list of potential clients. You need to sell every single day.
So how about a situation where you've gotten to a point where it's like, you feel like you have a good product. There are some people who, maybe they don't necessarily have a good product, but they just have a feeling that they've put in so much effort and they've invested a lot in this particular business. But now they're sitting on 100 or 1,000 or whatever products it is. At
Inventory, exactly.
Inventory, and they don't know how to push it. And they're saying to themselves, look, if I don't move these things, I'm not going to start anything new or fresh. How do I then create a balance or become more... or maybe I begin to more amenable to change, especially in a situation where I'm facing something.
I think that's the main thing, really, because sometimes if you have a product that you designed but it's not for the right market, you might need to cut your losses. Why don't you think about selling off and recovering your capital and then starting again for a product? Now, this is December, approaching. There's going to be a lot of purchasing and things like that. And I teach business people, don't sell what you like, sell what people need. Sell what they're looking for and all that. And then maybe later you can now come up with your novel ideas and things like that. I have people that have published books and they say to me, oh, Jimmy, nobody's buying my books. I put it in this bookstore. Well, the problem is when they get to the bookstore, they don't know you, so they pass by your book every single time. But think about the area of influence you have. Who can I go to meet? Who can I sell to every single day? If I'm going to sell 25,000 naira per day, and my book is 1,500. I know how many, maybe about 30 people that I need to sell to that day. So I'm actively doing that. So when you find, for example, that the market is not responding right, it's either you are not rightly positioned for the market or the product is faulty, and you might need to make an adjustment in that regard. But please cut your losses early and move forward.
Let's talk about services. We've talked about products, that's physical things that you can see,
exactly.
Less plantain chips, whatever it is that you're doing. But what I do is a service.
Yeah.
I mean, you are into consulting, so you'll understand this bit of it. So what I do is a service, and I want people to be able to purchase this service.
Yeah.
Not necessarily at 25,000 per day.
Oh no, sure.
But obviously maybe per week,
exactly,
or every 2 weeks, or per month, whatever it is. But that's still my target, 1 million at the end of the year.
Yes.
How do I go about this?
All right, so let's take an example. I do training for organizations, and if you want to do $1 million, I probably organize like a public program, open events. So maybe someone says I train on customer service, for example. That's a service.
Yeah.
All right. What that means is that I need a class of. Typically, the class has about 25 people, so that means I need the costing is about 40,000 naira per person.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So again, the question is, who is going to pay me 40,000? Number one, who needs customer service? Number zero, do I have what it takes to deliver? Right. I think that's where it starts from. You must make sure the quality of your service is top-notch. You must benchmark with other organizations that are in the market also to see what is the difference you're bringing to the market. Once you're clear about that, that is the value proposition you're bringing to the table. Then you now need to say to yourself, for example, if it's going to cost me, the hall, the cost, all the different costs, but I need to sell 25 seats at 40,000 naira. What kind of clients need it? Where are they located? Who makes the decisions in those organizations? Then I have to go have a conversation with them. Maybe put together like a document or proposal, get it into the right hands, talk about it. Probably even what I do sometimes, I tell people that, do your price in such a way that is offered as a discount. The program is normally 75,000, but we're doing 40,000 naira, all right?
Jimmy, I've seen situations where, and I like that you're going in this direction of training, where most people will say we've exhausted our training budget. Now, I have a personal target of 1 million.
Exactly, yes.
I go to all these organizations and they're saying, no, come back next year.
I see the problem.
Come back next year.
Yes.
It's we're already almost in November.
Good.
We've expended all our training budget.
Yes.
But I feel like I can still make that 1 million. What are the things I can then say, you know what? Do I expand the number of companies I'm calling? Do I approach individuals directly? Like, how do I still ensure that I hit
as you just said that, the major challenge people have is the kind of people that tell you have exhausted our training budget are A-list companies, or maybe some billion. There are C-list companies that need it. They don't have a training plan. In the first instance, they are the guys that know, and you are able to give them, based on empirical information, the need for that customer service, and saying to them that, look, we're not just going to train you, we're going to be there to ensure there's performance. Those guys, and talk to the CEO of those companies, trust me, they're the ones that actually will give you 1 million naira, because if they can see how 1 million naira can generate 5 million for them, they're willing to do that. So I tell people that, look, Nigeria, more than 75% of the businesses are growing businesses, MSMEs or SMEs, and those CEOs are the ones that can make those decisions. Then walk up to them and sell to them. I would say you should do that. Tell them to send their front desk officer, the people that are in charge of customer service. They will be willing to do that more often than not. Don't go to the big boys who would probably have a process and have already exhausted the budget.
Exactly. So, so at the end of the day, it feels like everything that you're saying to us this morning is, it all begins with a plan.
Exactly.
Because I mean, the first thing we talked about was that if you broke down 1 million naira, you would probably be doing 25,000 naira per day. Then if you wanted to do a training like a one-off thing that gives you 1 million naira at a go, you probably again still have to plan. How do you break it down to ensure that you're covering all your costs and still making that one? So it really actually starts with a plan.
The plan.
So how does the plan begin? I sit down and what do I do?
All right. So what's the end in mind? So again, 1 million naira. But again, the question again is this: what are you offering? Every time you want value, you must give value. So your product or your service is actually how you get value. So you must define it. But the thing about every product has a market it can appeal to. Some people, I don't appeal to them because of the nature of the work that I do and all that. So I'm not wasting my time around them. So you want to be able to profile your customer, the clientele. It might be a niche market you're focused on and all that. Also look at yourself. What capacity do I have to reach those people? Okay, because sometimes people are reaching beyond where they are, and many times it's a struggle to even make the first sale. Once you are through with that, sit down and say to yourself, all right, what's my marketing plan? What's my sales plan? How am I going to go about it? I think that many times people work in their business and not on their business. And what that means is that they're active every single day, but they're not thinking back to say, look, this is not working. How can I change this? How can I change that? And then try new things, and then are able to move forward from there.
Wow, amazing. I hope someone is learning something. I mean, it feels like it's easy. Jimmy Taylor is making it look like it's easy to make $1 million before the end of the year. But it's possible.
Yes, exactly.
It starts with a plan.
Yeah.
Offering something that is different, something that is really good. Make sure that you're at the top of your game when you're delivering it. And hopefully you'd have some testimonials at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And tag him at Jimmy Taylor.
At Jimmy Taylor.
On Instagram, Twitter, and the rest. Anyway, we're heading back to the kitchen where something porridgey is taking place with Tokwe and our chef. Hey guys.
Yeah.